Welcome back to the channel, ladies and mullets. I am your host, Shaq the Beast, and we are here for another episode. Today we're going to talk about fatigue days. I believe I talked about this on my Spotify podcast, but we're going to get into it on the channel here on YouTube. First, like and subscribe. Let's get that out the way, and then share it. Right, so fatigue day. The word fatigue, right? It's drained, tired, not at your full potential. A fatigue day in the refineries when you work 13 and 1, or in some instances 14 and 2 weeks, or 2 weeks and 1 week, or 13 days and 2 days. Those are fatigue days. The days off are the fatigue days, right? That's the day you should be at the point where you're tired and like you're not fully there. You need time off to regroup and get back to the next, business day or work day or get it day. So, fatigue days are definitely good when you're doing 13 and 1 for a few reasons. 13 and 1 can definitely be taxing on the mind as well as the body. And if you don't have some type of break, you will break, right? And some crafts are harder working than others, but nonetheless, you're getting up every day for 13 days straight, depending on where your fatigue day falls, because it might not always be that straight 13. In our case, we had to do a few days a week, give or take a week, and then we all fatigued, and then we'll now have the full 7 day, 6 day, 7 day, 6 day. So it sometimes shakes out that way where you may have to, in the beginning of the turnaround, take a fatigue day early to start the actual fatigue days rolling later on in the turnaround, right? So that's how you do that. So if you getting it rolling and you use your fatigue day to sleep in, that's what I did. Because I said there's a bunch of reasons that fatigue days are good. So I slept in. I went to get breakfast, and I didn't have to rush, or I didn't have to get up and make my breakfast, because in my hotel room I have a kitchenette. And I do that because sometimes the hotel breakfast isn't all that good, but it works, right? I don't knock people. I don't knock anything. But the truth is the truth. It's whatever. So sleeping in for a little bit, catching up on a little bit of rest. You wake up feeling better, energized, ready to go. And then there are also things like getting business done. So some people can take fatigue days during the week. I chose to take mine on a week end day. I didn't have a choice, but I didn't have much of a choice. None of us did, but that's the nature of the beast. So I just chose to take mine on a Sunday so that Monday is like the start of the week. We're going to get rolling. It's just like if I had the weekend off, but I had to work yesterday. What else can you do? I'm doing laundry. Catching up on my laundry. Currently catching up on my laundry, so that's a good thing. Sorry about that. So I'm doing laundry. I'm gonna take a full-on workout where I'm gonna lift without. In the back of my mind, I gotta get back to the hotel. I gotta start prepping my lunch, or I gotta start getting my clothes out for the next day. No, this workout will be whatever I want, right? So that's another thing. I could take my time. So what did I say? Laundry, sleeping in, taking care of business that you can only take care of on business days, which would be not the weekends, or between business hours if you're on day shift or night shift, because you can stay up a little later and take care of some stuff during the business hours if you're on a weekend, if you fatigue on a weekday. What else can you do? laundry, all that good stuff. Folding clothes. I iron my clothes when I'm on the road. I don't know why. It's just a thing I do. When I'm at home, I don't do it. I have my wife asking me to help her do stuff. So obviously, my family, my kids and the dogs. So that comes first. But when I'm on the road, I don't, unfortunately, they're not with me to distract me, which is, I don't want it to sound like a good thing because I do miss them. But I have all this fucking free time, so I'm like, well, fuck, I might as well go to work looking good, right? So I iron my fucking clothes. Fuck, see the sights. Like, if you're working in a different area that you're not home, right? You can go see what that area is about and see what they have. I was in Borger, Texas, working up there in the armpit, the panhandle of Texas, and a buddy of mine who is now, he should have graduated by now. I gotta call him Scotty. He he's a state trooper, so he gave up on the refinery life, and he became a Texas state trooper, which is a good thing. He's a good dude. So, excuse me. I know that that's one good cop because I back the blue. So does my family. But bad cops make the good cops look like shit. And he is a good person. So that's a good addition to the state trooper force, and I'm glad that he followed his dream. Back to the story, we were working in Borger, and we were working for this company. We had a fatigue day. He was on days, I was on nights. It just happened to work out where he fatigued that night, and I was fatiguing in the day, so I cut my sleep short to go hang out with him. And we went to this place. It looked kind of like the Grand Canyon, but it was up there by Amarillo. I don't remember the name of the state park. I have a bunch of pictures. Maybe I'll post them on my Facebook. I guess repost them. I've posted them before. But we had a good time. We had a great time. It was like a hike. We walked. We started reading the posts and the signs and learning the history of it. It was a good time. It was good weather. It was hot, and not like unbearable, but uncomfortable. But it was a nice warm day, and we had a great time. Conversation. We met some nice people that were also walking through the park and doing the same thing we were doing. So not only did we get to take in the sights, we were able to meet some new people. And the only disappointing thing about that day was the Whataburger in Amarillo sucks. I never name names of places. I try not to, but like literally we went there. The service was horrible. The food was bad. And Whataburger, if you know anything about Texas, Whataburger is the shit. And I wanted to punch the manager in the face, but I didn't do that. I didn't get violent with him. And I think Scotty was on the same page. I didn't know who was going to hit him first at that moment, because we went to talk about it and talk about the food, and not that we wanted our money back, because that's not what we were trying to do. We were trying to get at least some type of explanation, apology, or something for the horrible food and service. So, yeah, he was about to get his ass whooped. I think if we were at the end of that job and we didn't have to finish that job out, he probably would have got fucked up. But anyway, yeah, you could see the sights. You could go check out, I know a few buddies of mine, they're out of town. I got one buddy, Callie, I think he said he's in North Carolina. Juan Ramos, he's all over the world. He was working in Colorado, and he got a bunch of good drone footage, like on a ATV trail they went on. It was awesome. It was pretty dope. But yeah, you can work and still see things like that. And then if you take your family with you, like let's say it's the summertime, your family can enjoy seeing the sights on your fatigue day or whatever. Let's say it's pre-down and y'all are only working 410s or 510s until the turnaround starts. You take your family with you. It's like a fucking vacation, but you're getting paid for it, you know? So working this type of work has its ups and it has its downs. So you gotta take it as it comes and just make do with it. But this can definitely be a good providing, source for your family. It can also be a good way to see the sights. I know guys that work out of the country. There are some companies that have contracts and cranes and all types of stuff, turnarounds, not just crane and rigging, but outside of the country as well. You're getting paid to see the sights, but your fatigue day is the day that you need to try to like squeeze all that in. And you have the old people like me that sometimes choose not to do that and just catch up on sleep. I kind of got off on a tangent, but fatigue days was the topic, and it kind of all meshed together with that story about Borger and Amarillo. But the fatigue day is there to help you. How you choose to use the fatigue day determines if it's helpful or not. Ladies and mullets, just want to say thank you for coming back to the channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for always being there. You guys are the best, hands down. And I just want to say I love you. This topic came from my wife. She reminded me because I knew I was having a fatigue day, and she brought it back up again. But guys, most of my topics, if not all of them, come from you. Ladies and mullets, y'all are the best. Keep liking this, share it, talk about it, because nobody knows our stories but us. And I'm starting to see more and more crane stuff on TikTok. Let's just get out there. Refinery as a whole, man. Let's stick together, but especially brothers and sisters of the hook. Ladies and mullets, y'all keep it safe. First and foremost, put God first. Be a hand, not a pinky. We don't fuck with that shit, and do not be a worm. I'm out.